You did a great job for me, Max, and I'm here for you, and you're going to have a great career. So, right, young man and a great man. Grew up right here. Thank you very much, Max. And J.R. Majewski, you know, he suffered a lot of false statements. And I just want to tell you, everyone knows all of the people that I've just named, but they have my complete and total endorsement. You know that. And they treated JR very unfairly. They made up a lot of stories. He's a tremendous warrior and a great gentleman, and I think he's going to do very well tomorrow. But I think you got treated very unfairly. I don't even know what's going to happen. You know, the fake news went after him, and we don't know what's going to happen. But I think you're going to have a good result because the people know that you are a legitimate hero. You know who told me that? You know who told me that? Jim Jordan. That's all I have to hear when Jim says it. So good luck tomorrow, fellas. Good luck tomorrow. Ohio Republican Party Chairman, a friend of mine, Bob Paduchek. Bob, great. You're doing great, Bob. The party's doing great. And a man that's the greatest buyer of commercials in the history of our country, Mike Lindell. Greatest in history. He's the greatest in history at buying commercials. And he's a patriot, too. You know, the FBI raided him. They took his phone. I don't know what the hell they're going to learn about pillows. I don't know why they want. They'll know everything there is to know about pillows. Thank you, Mike. When Republicans take back Congress this week, we will fight for the people of Ohio, and we will win for the people of Ohio. One of the first things we must do is stand up for, can you believe this, parental rights. Who ever thought, can you believe, I think I'm called a politician. I hate to call myself a politician, but a politician would have to stick up for parental rights. The parents have their rights. But now we have to fight because the radical left lunatics want to take parents' rights away from them. But we won't let that happen. We will get critical race theory out of our schools, out of our military, and out of every part of our federal, state, and local governments. And at long last, every parent in America must be empowered to opt out of the forced indoctrination in the classroom and send their child to the public, private, charter, religious, or home school of their choice. We will also, if you don't mind, it's politically incorrect, they tell me, but I'm okay with it. We will keep men like Jim Jordan out of women's sports. Okay? I want to find a woman that can beat Jim. I'd pay a lot to watch it. I'd pay a lot of money to watch that. No teacher should ever be allowed to teach transgender to our children without parental consent. Yes. I mean, can you imagine they actually do it without parental consent? The country's going crazy. Another one of our highest priorities under a Republican Congress will be to stop left-wing censorship and to restore free speech in America. And go out and sign up for Truth Social. It's great. It's doing fantastically. It's better than Twitter. It's better than all of them. Just go out and get it. It's hot as a pistol. And everywhere the Republican Party has the chance, we must pass we have to do this, critical election integrity reforms, including universal voter ID, citizenship confirmation. You know, they're fighting us on citizenship confirmation. Can you believe it? Now, the only reason somebody wouldn't want to do that, think of it, is they have to cheat, okay? Common thing. Who wouldn't want that? We don't want to learn where you come from. What country do you come from? You're not allowed to ask a question like that as they go to vote for your local representative. No more fake drop boxes, JD. No private money pouring into local election offices. And ultimately, we need same-day voting with only paper ballots and voter ID. And you'll save a lot of money on the machines. You're going to save a lot of money on the machine. Now think of it. Pennsylvania, 3-4 days. They're going to be 3-4 days late. What a joke. What a joke. There's something going on. We're just hours away from the most important midterm election in American history, and we need a landslide so big that the radical left cannot rig it or cannot steal it. Everybody needs to get out and vote. And if you care about election integrity, volunteer as an election worker, a poll watcher, a poll challenger. That's what you have to do, because they do it, and they do it in a very rough manner, but we're going to swamp them. This is the year we're going to take back the House, we're going to take back the Senate, and we're going to take back America. And in 2024, most importantly, we are going to take back our magnificent White House. Take it back. Together we will fight for more jobs for Ohio families, fair trade for Ohio workers, and more Ohio factories forging more products stamped with Uncle Sam, the beautiful phrase, made in the USA, Uncle Sam. We will shut down Biden's border disaster, reinstitute our strong Remain in Mexico policy, strengthen the patriots, and they are indeed patriots of ICE and Border Patrol, and we will again end catch and release. We will end chain migration. We will end the visa lottery, and we will end illegal immigration in our country once and for all. We want people to come in, but they have to come in legally. We will stop the crime wave in Democrat-run cities. We will give our police the power they need and the respect that they deserve. And we will not take legal protection away from our police. They want to take protection so that if somebody sues a police person for doing their job, they have to go out and hire their own lawyer. That's not a good idea. We will restore law and order in America. We will hold China accountable for unleashing the virus upon the world. $65 trillion in damage. They can't pay that much, but something's going to happen. We will abolish all COVID mandates and lockdowns and rehire every patriot who was fired from the military with an apology and full back pay. Yeah. And we will defend our Constitution, we will defend the Second Amendment, and we will proudly uphold the Judeo-Christian values and principles of our nation's founding. We will restore patriotic education to our schools, and we will teach our children to love their country, honor our history, and to always respect our great American flag. Always respect our flag. In conclusion, our MAGA movement, Make America Great Again, is by far the greatest political movement in the history of our country. They never challenge that. They've never challenged it. It's an amazing thing. They wouldn't challenge it. If I said anything slightly wrong, they challenge, but they can't challenge that. Together, we are standing up against some of the most menacing forces, entrenched interests, and vicious opponents our people have ever seen. Despite great outside dangers, our biggest threat remains the sick, sinister, and evil people from within our country. You know who I'm talking about. You see them all the time. But no matter how big or powerful the corrupt radical left Democrats that we are fighting against may be, you must never forget, this nation does not belong to them. This nation belongs to you. That's who it belongs to. This is your home. This is your heritage, and our American liberty is your God-given right. From Akron to Toledo, from Cleveland to Columbus, from Youngstown to Dayton, you inherit the legacy of generations of Americans who risked their everything for the beloved country that they love so much. Ohio is the state that gave us American heroes, icons, and legends with names like Neil Armstrong, Annie Oakley, and the great General and President Ulysses S. Grant. And this is the state that gave us legions of farmers, soldiers, steelworkers, and skilled craftsmen who built this country with the sweat of their brows and the strength of their spines, and they suffered so greatly. but they also gave us something very, very special, the goodness of their souls. Your Ohio ancestors fought the battles, they broke the barriers, they conquered the unknown dangers, they pushed into uncharted frontiers, and they made America into the greatest nation in the history of the world. But now we are a nation in decline. We are a failing nation. We are a nation that has the highest inflation in 50 years, and where the stock market finished the worst first half of the year since 1872. Likewise, we are a nation that has the highest energy costs in its history. We are no longer energy independent or energy dominant, as we were just 2 short years ago. We are a nation that is begging Venezuela, Saudi Arabia, and many others for oil. Please, please, please help us, Joe Biden says, as we have more liquid gold right under our feet than any other country anywhere in the world. We are a nation that is consumed by the radical left's Green New Deal. Yet everyone knows that the Green New Deal will lead to our total destruction. We are a nation whose leaders are demanding all electric cars, even though they can't go far, cost too much, and whose batteries are produced in China with materials only available in China, when an unlimited amount of gasoline is available inexpensively in the United States. But it is not available in China. We are a nation that ended oil exploration and production in the United States, just as the price of oil reached an all-time high. What other country would do such a thing? We are a nation that surrendered in Afghanistan, leaving behind dead soldiers, American citizens, and $85 billion worth of the finest military equipment anywhere in the world. We are a nation that allowed Russia to devastate a country, Ukraine, killing hundreds of thousands of people, and it will only get worse. It would never have happened with me as your commander-in-chief, and for 4 straight years, it didn't happen. And China, with Taiwan, is next. We are a nation that has weaponized its law enforcement against opposing political parties like never before. We've got a Federal Bureau of Investigation that won't allow bad election-changing facts to be presented to the public, and which offers $1 million to a writer of fiction about Donald Trump to lie